Hey everybody, I seem to get a lot of requests or questions on the Elegoo Neptune 4 Max that I have. A lot of people asking if it's worth it. There's a lot of people complaining on the internet, and I'm just going to set some things straight. 3D printing is not easy. People make it look easy, I make it look easy, but the reality is it's not. It's a lot of tinkering, problem solving. Printers don't work right out of the box like you would hope they would. I've had my printer, I have three printers. Right now I have bed slingers. I don't have anything super fancy except for the Neptune Max. That's my first one that's been a nice fancy printer. You know, if you don't want to problem solve and you don't like tinkering with things, 3D printing is probably not for you. I have had issues. My Neptune Max has worked pretty good out of the box, but I learned on a Sunlu S8 Pro. I've got two of them. I've learned a lot with them because they're kind of cheaply made and they had a lot of issues. So that being said, you know, if you want to get into 3D printing, maybe buy a cheap printer. You know, maybe spend 150 bucks, buy a Sunlu printer, learn how difficult and frustrating they can be without spending $500 or $1,000, because they are going to be time consuming when fixing. You're going to spend a lot more time fixing. I've wasted a lot of filament on horrible prints because of that. As far as the Neptune 3 or Neptune 4 Max goes, it's been a great printer. It's actually one of the best printers I've ever owned out of the three I own. It prints amazing. I mean, I've never had a printer print that good. It made me realize how horrible my Sunlu printers are. No matter what I do, they're never going to match that Neptune 4. But the issue people are having, it comes back down to, you know, having to tinker with it. When I got my Neptune Max, the first things I did, I checked the belt tensions. The belt tightens enough that there's no play in it, or no, you know, you can move easy. You don't want it to move super easy because you don't want to be, you know, layer shifting on you. So you check all your belts. Make sure your gantry doesn't wiggle. Make sure your bed doesn't wiggle. If it does, then you tighten the wheels. What else? I had to lube my Z-rods, which is pretty common. I mean, I think all my printers I had to lube the Z-rods. So I put some white grease on the Z-rods. That'll help with some of the Z-wobbles people get. Updating the firmware, it wasn't bad. You follow the instructions, it's not so bad. As far as layer shifts I've seen people have, you know, that could be something as simple as your power cable management. Is your power cables getting hung up on something? You know, a lot of times it's just stuff that you have to work through. You don't have to go on the internet and complain about it, and, you know, when it's probably something you did and you didn't know it, or you expected it to be something it wasn't. So it's going to be that way with almost any printer you buy. So you just want to keep in mind that when you buy a 3D printer, you're going to have to tinker with it. And if you don't want to have to tinker with it, and you don't want to, you know, pull your hair out sometimes, support somebody that does 3D print and has an Etsy page. So that's my food for thought. I hope that helps. If you do have questions, I'm always here to help. So message me.